Today is August the 11th. My health this week. Earlier in the week, I had some severe hip pain, more so than usual, and I don't know what to attribute it to other than I don't know. I'm starting to think that maybe there's a tendon out of place or something, because I felt a snap and there was a certain amount of pain relief, or pressure relief, I guess, not pain relief, some pressure relief, and then shortly thereafter there was some marked pain relief. So maybe something is still misaligned in my hip, or maybe it's a low-grade dislocation, or I'm not really sure what to make of it. But in any case, it's doing a lot better now. So that was just at the beginning of the week, shortly after the previous blog. So I'm not too bad right now. Most of the chronic problems, my wrist is actually pretty good. The past few days, I've been taking it pretty easy on the keyboard, so it's got some. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. So overall, I'd say I certainly feel a lot better than I did, last week. Especially now that I don't have to deal with the strep. I wasn't keen on that at all. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now. What's happening? Well, the move has been postponed for an additional, I guess, starting in another month from now. Or basically, what I'm thinking is it's probably going to be as soon as Mams is out of the wheelchair, is then when we can make reasonable plans to move to somewhere else. So hopefully the new construction won't send any super large bills until then. But supposedly they just got done laying the foundation for the basement, so I think we'll be okay. Obviously Mom is back home, so there's that. She's doing okay, and continuing to adapt to life as it is now. We're having to get another wheel device to assist for just day-to-day functions. So we'll see how it goes. Take one day at a time. I guess that's all that can be expected. I guess that's really how I've been living lately anyways, just kind of one day at a time. What's in the news? Well, apparently South Carolina, how up on fantastical wonderments of advancement they are. Apparently the South Carolina Emergency Management Division, some sort of whatever division over there, some government division, told people that they should be vigilant because the lizard man and Bigfoot may appear during the eclipse. Well, the lizard man is exclusive to South Carolina, specifically a very specific county. But as far as Bigfoot's concerned, you know what? Fine. If you're a hardcore redneck and you really want to go shoot something that's creep crawling around in the woods in the middle of an eclipse, all the more power to you. I'll just stay here. All right, go for it. I call that population control. You can call it whatever you want. This week I have another cooking video for my activity. Granted that I don't really want to make this channel necessarily a cooking show, but these items which I show are ones that I think people should try. Primarily sauces and snacks and these sort of things. This is honey roasted Sriracha cashew, obviously you can tell from the title. But I just had some a little bit ago and they're so good. They're so addicting. I can't just eat a few of them. They're worse than those stupid chips, whatever, the Lay's or whatever. Anyway, I'll let you take a look, so here you go. Today we're going to be making Sriracha roasted, honey roasted, cashew roasted. What we have here is about 3 cups worth of cashews, raw, unsalted. And we're going to put those in the oven to let them roast for, I'd say, probably about 10 minutes. So that they get a nice brown color and it enhances their nutty flavor. We're going to be using Sriracha as the main flavorant, obviously, that's the name. But I'm also going to be using xylitol instead of sugar because it is a well, it's diabetic friendly sweetener, but it it's poisonous for dogs, so if you intend on making this recipe, make sure your pooch does not have access to this stuff. What I'm using here is the seasoning. We're going to be using, I'd say, about 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of cumin and paprika both, and about that of salt as well, plus a little bit of salt on the cashews during the roasting to help draw out some of the moisture, because we need to get rid of some of the moisture here. After that, we'll be using I'd say about 2 tablespoons of Sriracha to about 3 tablespoons of honey, and we'll mix that up when it comes out of the oven, and we'll meet up there. Alright, this nuts are fresh out of the oven. You can see they are nice toasted brown. A little bit dark on some of the edges, but that will also add flavor to the overall dish. So all in all, that was successful. So we'll now add the seasonings to the bowl there, but we'll let this cool down a little bit, because if it's really hot when you put the Sriracha in, it'll evaporate some of the vinegar, and we want to preserve that flavor. So we'll let this cool down for about 5 minutes, and then we'll put that in a bowl and put the flavors together. Alright? Alright. Okay, we mix them up. They are in the parchment there. A nice reddish hue from the Sriracha. I switched to a metal bowl to facilitate in the heat dissipation, which we'll need to do after the fact too. So when we get these out of the oven, we're going to put these in for about another 15 minutes. And when we get them out, we'll put about maybe 1/4 cup of xylitol, or if you don't care about diabetes or whatever, I don't know, sugar will do, but I'd use a little less sugar. And we'll toss it in this so it gets a nice crystally outside texture, so it's nice and crunchy. And then we'll toss that up until it stops clumping up. We'll give this bowl a rinse, and we'll use that as our heat dissipation vessel. Alright, so here is the final product. It's while it's cooling, you'll want to stir it constantly, maybe in a bath of ice water so you can cool it down quicker, because you don't want it to clump. If it clumps, then Well, I guess it would be okay if it was in clumps. You can have like a whole clump of it. But but it's very addictive. It's impossible just to eat like a pinch of them. You can't do it. It's a multifaceted item. You initially start out with the sweetness of the xylitol comes in right away, and it's bang, sweet, sweet, and then it gets to the nut, which is a smooth, smoky, nutty, creamy almost, and it's slightly chewy since it was originally a raw nut. So it's very flavorful, and then it builds until it's just almost gone, and then the sriracha comes in, bam, some heat, and that just that with the sweetness of the honey, it comes in at the same time, and it's just you can't stop. You just have to have another one. This 3 cups here, it might last a day if we're lucky. But if you put it in the fridge in a semi-airtight container like this, I'm sure it'll last for about a month or so before it starts going a little bit too funky. But I doubt it'll last that long. Alright, best of luck. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. See you next week.